cottage turnover, and Dave goes, bloody always windy here, you know, Neil. So over a little bit, and that's a bit of softwood, so that's actually split. Well, watch, you ready? Channel birthday today, and I do believe right, so we've got a new saying. Dave and Tracy Dave, or sorry, Wheelie Bins, they're not Wheelie Biffa Bins. Dave and Tracy Dave, if you come in the cafe and you're staying with us, or you come in the cafe, just ask Dave about the wind here. It can be challenging. Yeah, challenging. So we've got a cottage turnover to do today, and we've got some wonderful guests coming in who I'm pretty sure we're going to certainly get them on camera. Staying in the cottage for 2 weeks. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, and by the time you've seen this, you'll have been here a week. Yeah, more of who those are coming up soon, but they were in the cottage last year. Anyway, Dave come up, and we're walking over to the cottage. He's taking the Henry Hoover over and all the rest of it, ready to do the cottage turnover. And Dave goes, bloody always windy here, you know, Neil. So it doesn't rain here, but it's always windy. Right, so what I'm doing to do is I'm just opening up the mower shed today. I've got a frantically busy morning, a few hours. I'm going to be on that Stiga mower there. I'm getting all the touring pitches on the outer circle done and mowed today before today's arrivals. We've got quite a pretty busy weekend. Next week, after Sunday, we've got a quite few days going, and I think the seasonal pitch that I mentioned the other day, that was free. I think I've got somebody that's on here staying with us who's going to be taking that. So all being well, we've got a van moving from touring onto the seasonal area. Fingers crossed. So he's just got a contract he's looking at. But basically, yeah, we've got a lot to do this morning, today, and it's Friday. The sun is out, but it's windy. Quick walk down the seasonal area. Let's double check this pitch that's probably getting taken today is all okay. So I did give a mow around it the other day, but I am going to be out on the mower today, as I say. But it's very breezy today. I even put a wind muff microphone on, possibly. I've just had a notification from YouTube, which I don't really pay much attention to some of the things you get. Sorry, hat off. It's the Campsite Warden Channel birthday today, and I do believe it's 4 years old. So if you're a new viewer, or even if you're an old viewer, you may not know the origins of this channel. But basically, I've got my own personal channel, the Neil Taylor channel, let's call it, which is just full of videos over decades. Literally since YouTube started, I was putting videos on there. And I think I don't really use it that much, if I'm honest. I think there's 6,500 subs on my other channel. And I'd started to, 5 years ago-ish, started to do Campsite Warden videos, which I was pumping onto my old original channel, my personal channel as I call it. And then about 4 years ago, I thought to myself, you know, there are a couple of Campsite Warden vloggers, but they don't really vlog. They say, we've earned all this money and we're going to spend it all going on holiday in winter. But they don't really show what a Campsite Warden does. And I did a bit more poking about, and there wasn't any proper Campsite Warden vloggers that were putting out Campsite Warden content all the time. There would just be an odd video here and an odd video there. And anyway, I decided, right, because I've already created some content on the Neil Taylor channel, I'll start the Campsite Warden channel. And so it was on this day, which is the 28th. Excuse me, sorry, shouldn't be doing this. I'm on my last few. These have been gorgeous. Was it So Creative? can't remember, the sewing lady got me that. These have been really nice. Anyway, I'm just munching them. So I'd already got some content, and for want of a better word, the channel was born. So that year, it was a bit sporadic what was going on. And then 3 years ago, or just over 3 years ago, when I came to the nurseries, it must have been about perhaps this time of year, May, June, something like that, maybe May. I spoke to somebody, I can't remember, a couple of people. I think Dan from the Travel Trolls was one. And he was saying, you need to put out regular content about being a campsite warden. And basically I'm going, well, there isn't anything really to vlog, because all I do is I do administration work for an hour in the morning. I clean the toilets and I cut grass and trim edges. It's not really exciting. And then the advice I was given, no, make content. People will find it interesting of what a campsite warden does. And as the season, anyway, to cut a long story short, 3 years ago, I started to put out a video a day, and I haven't missed a day for 3 years. That's 300, well, more than one video a day, but there's a minimum of 365 videos a year I've been putting up, which can be challenging. It can be hard at times, and sometimes you hardly get any views and you think, oh, why am I doing this? And other times you do get views, and the rewards are slim. So yes, I have got a small bit of income that comes in now from YouTube. So thank you everybody that watches. The product reviews do help me. I do get occasionally a little bit of sponsorship, which I hold no shame in doing product reviews. But one of the reasons why I just wanted to mention this is I set up the Campsite Warden channel from 0 subscribers. And as I'm reading this, I'm now at 7,338. My hope is by Christmas to be 8,500 subs. That's, if I make it 8,500 by Christmas, I'll be well chuffed. But if you add on, let's call it the 7,000 from my other channel. So this is how some other YouTubers have got a massive amount of subs, but they're hardly getting any views because they've merged everything together. And it's not deceptive, but it's not very accurate with the way it works. But technically speaking, my channel would now be around 15,000 subscribers is where this would now be if I'd gone down that route. And it wouldn't have been the right route to have gone down. It would have been a little bit deceptive. So you can get somebody setting up a YouTube channel about biros, pens, and they've already got an existing channel with 7,000 subscribers, and they call it the Pen Man. And the channel isn't about pens. It's all wishy-washy and mischief. Anyway, those I've got a clue what I'm on about will know what I'm on about. So, but it's happy birthday to the Campsite Warden channel. I do believe it is 4 years old today, and I am at least 3 years in to putting out a video every single day, every day, for over 3 years. Right, toilets. Not seen a blackbird for 2 days since I got back. Hope it's all right. Right. So, if I close the play tomorrow, I think we've got 2 hard standing pitches left, and then the rest are all taken. But I now need to get rubber gloves. Gate catch apparently is stuck. Not too sure what's stuck or what's not stuck, but apparently it's stuck. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a hammer and a couple of screwdrivers, and I'm going to delve down the lane and come in from the dog walk side to see what's going on the on the catch. I did last year buy a replacement catch, and like everything at the nursery, actually I've got one here. I was going to say, like everything at the nurseries, things disappear, never to be seen. But I have got a spare one that I bought last year, and I think JP botched the one we've got. Because we've got such strong winds in a minute, I just suspect that the winds caught it. So come with me, let's go and have a walk down the down the dog walk lane, which I've not walked Rasha down now for a while, because Rasha is no longer the Campsite Warden dog. She's the Campsite Warden's wife's dog, not living at the campsite anymore. So I did start off with a bit of a hoodie on earlier, and I've taken that off because it's still warm even though it's quite breezy. Let's leg down here, and then as I say, I've got frantic couple of hours to try and get these touring pitches cut before this afternoon's arrivals. So in short, basically what's happened is this gate is leaned to, so that gap didn't used to be there, and I just found this. It doesn't really make any sense. Whether that's broken, I'm not too sure. But what I might do, I've got a couple of options. I can unscrew this and move it along, which is probably going to be the easiest option, or I can put a chocker wood in there. I think I might just unscrew that and shove it along. So I didn't bring a Phillips screwdriver. Let me go and see if I've got one in the toolbox where tools disappear. Right, a bit of a Taylor botch. Right, I moved the slat over a little bit, and that's a bit of softwood, so that's actually split. But all being well, that now will clip onto here. I couldn't move that over because I didn't think, because of the spindle in it. But here there is a hole, so if that doesn't last, we can move that right over here, and then the spindle can go through there, and then it'll definitely latch down. Anyway, as I say, a little bit of a botch up, but we'll see how it goes. So I got my bag of bits, and that's the way the mop flops. Quick over the fields, absolutely lovely, and I'm having currently a septic tank emptied, so there's a beautiful aroma wafting over the nurseries, and it shouldn't be too long till that's done. I'm now running about half an hour behind where I should be. I think I mentioned, sorry, I'm munching. The last few days this mower hasn't been starting, the battery needs charging, so I have got there a little jump pack. Let's see how we go. No. So again, this is not a setup. So Dan and Mazzy from the Travel Trolls donated this to the nurseries, and ironically enough, when they did a product review on this, because I meant it was last year or the year before, it was Killer Dave's car battery was flat, and we used the big brother of this, and it started their car straight away. And they some of the comments said, oh, it's a fix, it's a lie, and all the rest of it. And it wasn't a fix, and it wasn't a lie. So let me just show you this now. You just heard that, just to prove it's not a setup, it's not a lie. That's a jump starter. Is it JFU GUI 3000 amp? And you listen to this now. So I've got to sit on here. There's a safety mechanism to make sure. I've got to make sure the accelerator brake is depressed. Watch this now. All being well. Watch. You ready? There you go. Let's this. So all the people that said it was all a setup, what a load of bollocks that was. So that's not been needed to be done all of this year. And ironically enough, I am charging up my Ledger battery in my van I use for a motor mover for a reason, so I'll have to be in the battery charger. Right, I have now got a bit of a frantic grass cutting time before today's arrivals arrive. Here we go. Here, buds. Right, rocking to a bit of music, bit of OMD there on Spotify. I was in touch with Annie McCluskey last night from OMD. If you're on the big Facebook group that I've got running, yeah, do you know what catfishing is? Because Andy had been catfished in quite an epic way with fans thinking his false accounts were real, and he put out a video statement going basically, don't fall for it, it's not me. And then one of the catfishers, if you don't know what catfishing is, you need to Google it, actually did a full AI video of him. And if you didn't know who he was, or if you didn't know him personally and you weren't, anyway, it was very convincing. So last night I spent a couple of hours helping, I won't go into details, helping things out, let's say, and I've laid out a honey trap for somebody. So I'm hoping this afternoon that they will take the bait of my little honey trap for them. Right, I'm ahead of myself. I've got the barrier there. Now, somebody called this morning asking, because we've got loads of roadworks going on in the local area. Basically, it's coming up from the Boston end of the East Coast. So I've told him basically stay on the A52, don't go down the back lanes, there's roadworks. So he may arrive a bit earlier, so I said that's okay. So I'm going to finish off now. In fact, we'll head down there now, can't we? Oh. Right, we'll head off down there now. I'm just going to go and trim the... hang on a minute. I'm just going to go and trim the tent pitches. So remember last night we had somebody camping down here. I've got a couple of other campers down here. Oh no, I need to do number 23. I've got something on number 23 this afternoon. So I'm just going to quickly do the tent pitches, then number 23, then go to my van and sort myself out some culinary delights for what's coming up for my dinner this afternoon. Can you guess what it's going to be? Right. Keep away from these flipping bushes. Come alive last night at midnight. Decided to chase me. All down here they came, running after me. Right, let's get down here quickly done. Pitch number 23 done. That's where we had campers there last night here for a couple of nights. Grab some dinner in the office and then head back up to the reception. I still need to get some time to start the hedge cutting over the next couple of days, all being well. Oh, it's bumpy today. Some food, I'm going to put in my pockets. Who's going to guess what I'm having for my dinner? Oh, ASMR. So the other day, Sandra, I can't remember how this came about now. She was, was it the alternative vacuum cleaner, Hoover thing, back in the back of the bungalow? I have no idea. Turned around to Sandra and said, those of a certain age will remember Jimmy the Hoover. So, do you out there remember Jimmy the Hoover? And I bet most of you have forgotten all about Jimmy the Hoover, but I'll put money on you'll know Tantalise by Jimmy the Hoover. It was quite a big hit. It was like a bit of a cheesy "I'll always hear you, my heart beats like a drum," quite a big song, and I'll put money on you've forgotten all about it. We'll go onto YouTube and have a search for Jimmy the Hoover. It really does exist, and it is quite a catchy little ditto that those of a certain age may have danced to back in the 80s, and I'll put money on most of you watching this will think that I'm making it up, that there is somebody called Jimmy the Hoover. It's always windy at the nurseries. Always windy. It's never not windy at the nurseries. Let's have a look in the tree. I'm not sitting here for a while, have I? So still in the tree, which is all in full now. Tucked here, we've still got Tenerife, Sally's perch. We have still got the pigeon, and somewhere in here, there he is. There you go. And the seagull is still there. So that's how much this tree has grown over the last few months. Right, I'm on it like a car bonnet. Ready for this afternoon's arrivals. So I've got a bit of post. Let's see what we've got coming in here. Barrier. Right. Sit down for a few minutes. And today I'm going for the vegan option because, you know, when you're a vegan, you've got to tell everybody you're a vegan. I'm not a vegan. I'm most definitely not a vegan. But I am having a vegan option as my pudding. So after my main meal, I'm having a pear. Oh, can't get more vegan than that, can you? But I'm also having my meat option. Because when you're a meat eater, you don't have to tell everybody, have you got a meat option? Like a vegan meat option. But I'm having a couple of pork pies and a bottle of water, which I'm going to get tucked into now. And as soon as I start eating this, I'll put money on the first arrival shall arrive. Battery definitely is charging on this. Thank goodness for that. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this vlog off here. I've just got another couple due on. I've got estimated times which aren't too late for them to arrive. And I'll be thinking about getting some tea on and stuff like that. But for now, because I'm sure this is over 20 minutes long, we'll finish this vlog off here. Sorry, I've got two hands going. I've got one hand on my camera and one hand on the door closer. So there we go. Thanks ever so much if you stayed here right to the end. If you have stayed here right to the end, you get a blue pizza badge. Go on, order yourself one from eBay or any other online shop. Right, it's cloudy, but it's warm. It's very, very warm. And my last checks, and that's it. So stay tuned in. Fingers crossed. Tomorrow I'll be bringing you all at home another vlog from the Campsite Warden.